This is Jackie with All Access, and I'm here with Ryan Key of Yellowcard, and we are in a warm day of Warp Tour. This is your sixth Warp Tour. Have you Yeah, no, he doesn't want to think about it. Think back to the very first Warp Tour and what you know now. What were sort of the tips that you wish you had learned or wish you had known earlier?
I mean, it's so hard to say because it was such a different world. I mean, we were in a van and trailer and didn't have any crew, and I mean, it's not even, comparable to the way it is now. I mean, I would say over all of the years of doing Warped Tour, I've learned a lot about the tour, about, just what it is, what it means, how to do it properly. There's a whole kind of system of interaction with fans, and then there's also a whole system of interaction with the other bands and artists on the tour, and like it's a tangled web of like just crazy sensory overload, and but I think that we've pretty much mastered it at this point, and we're just really, for lack of a better word, like honored that we get to, we continually asked to come back and do the tour. So I think my favorite story from the very first Warped Tour we did is we had a long deliberation about whether we were going to hire our first crew guy or not. And so we ended up deciding to do it. And I mean, when I say hire, I mean, it was like, hey, you can come on the Warped Tour as kind of like a intern type thing almost, because I'm pretty sure it was like, $10 a day of per diem and catering, and that was the deal. And the kid we hired, at the time, he was 18, I think. He's a very close friend of mine still to this day, but we grew up in the same hometown. He took my sister to their junior prom or something, so there was always a connection, and the way he introduced himself to us, as far as I want to come work for the band, we were playing one of our first shows back in Florida after we'd moved to California, and he didn't even get into the show. The show sold out. He didn't get any. Waited the whole night, and as soon as the show was over, we're loading our cases back to the trailer and everything. He's just there pushing gear, and we're like, "Hey, dude!" And he's like, "Oh, okay, I want to work. I don't want to go to college. I want to come out on the road and start working now." So fast forward several years, he became, in the end. Not in the end, I mean, he's still working, but he actually at one point ended up tour managing Fall Out Boy. So we hired this kid for $10 a day, and he ended up just having this massive career and continues to just kill it. And I think Nickelodeon is making their own position for him to groom young bands on the road now. He's just killing it. So that's really my favorite story of 2002 Warped, was that Henry, it was his first time on the road ever, and he really did such a great job.
I think that's probably his favorite Warp story too.
Probably.
So
He worked the next two with us, but then after that he was off to become a superstar. So
it's peace. So what's a day in the life of Warped Tour for you?
It's funny that you asked it today, because the last couple of days I've kind of shifted my routine and tried to wake up earlier. I don't sleep very well on the tour bus, and so I kind of am getting in this thing where, okay, I just need to get out of bed at 9 or whatever when the bus stops, and I'm already awake anyways, instead of trying to sleep until 1 once it stops, and then at some point maybe I'll just be tired enough to crash at night no matter what and sleep through the night. So I'm kind of on that routine right now, but wake up, find some food, wait for catering, warm up. We have a signing every day that we're doing. Sometimes we're doing an acoustic set and the regular set, so trying to take care of my voice the best I can, and trying to get around. I'm super nerd, playing a lot of Magic cards on Warped Tour this summer, so that occupies quite a bit of my time. I try to call my wife, who's at home in Russia right now, where her family is in Russia, so we try to FaceTime on an 11-hour time difference or an 8-hour time difference wherever we are in the country. So the day is full always. There's not really a whole lot of downtime during the day, but like I said, it's so routine for us now. We've done it so many times. We know exactly what to do when you roll out of bed every day.
No time for naps. You're just too busy.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could nap, but then someone would text me let's play Magic cards, and I'd just have to go nerd out instead. Plus, once you go down, you don't really recover. I don't know about you, but I can't really come back from a nap.
Down for the count.
Yeah.
Well, obviously your band's name is a reference to soccer. Mm-hmm. Now that sadly the U.S. is out of contention. Who are you rooting for in the World Cup?
I'm going to pull pretty hard for Argentina. I don't think Germany needs another World Cup, and I think that I would like to see Lionel Messi just confirm that he's the best player of all time by winning a World Cup, so that Cristiano Ronaldo can cry himself to sleep at night, knowing that he was eliminated from the group stage. So that's what I'm going for. I was really, really bummed on the way the U.S. went out, but I mean, I think we played great to get where we were, but it was we're big fans, so we had we organized many gatherings throughout the tour to watch the World Cup games, so we had a good time. We had a good time watching all the games. But
how did you watch games? I saw a lot of before we jumped on tour. Saw a lot of people watching the games from one person's cell phone with a lot of people gathering around.
Whoever has unlimited data, everyone crowds around that phone.
How did you manage to catch the game?
The Ghana game was a day off, so that was perfect. I believe we found a Hooters across from the hotel, and half the tour came, and it was crazy. And obviously we won that game, so it was wild. And then the gnarliest story of Warped Tour for me so far is in Ventura. Linkin Park did a surprise set, and about 2 weeks prior, somehow found me via email and asked me to get on stage and sing a song. I sang the first verse of the song by myself. Hey, I'm singing for Linkin Park. It was crazy.
Talk about nerding out.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But they had rehearsal with each. There was 6 of us, I think, that got up and sang with them throughout the set, and so they had rehearsal with each artist before the show, and so they had they brought in their trailers with the giant 60-inch flat screens in it, and they're all watching the game. So I actually saw the second goal in the Portugal game, the one that Clint Dempsey scored, with Linkin Park. I was sitting on a couch watching that with them. It was pretty surreal. And then I went in for rehearsal, and Portugal scored, and we didn't win the game. But either way, I saw one game with Linkin Park. That was the highlight of my World Cup.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet. Oh, definitely a good way to make it memorable. Yellowcard has sort of been evolving this past year. What's the next step for Yellowcard?
We have a pretty big rest of the year coming up. We have a record that's finished and in our hands, and we don't know when it's going to come out just yet, but it will at some point. And we also have a tour that we're doing that we're really excited about, and it's not announced yet, so it's kind of under wraps, but it's going to be awesome the rest of this year. So we're really excited.
That was my next question. You guys signed with Razor and Tie a few months ago. What was the writing process like for that new album yet to be released?
It was awesome. It was not all that much different from the way we've done previous records, but really positive experience. It was Sean and Ryan Mendez and myself were in LA at writing, and it was just really relaxed, and we really did what we wanted to do, and we kind of, we had a pretty clear-cut vision for this record, and I think we achieved what we wanted to, but we just had such a great time making it. And it's always fun to make a record, but I could say that there was a really incredible energy and vibe, and everything was really, really effortless as far as coming together and be oh, that's awesome, and then that's awesome, and then it was really challenging to record it all. We really had to push ourselves and step up as far as our musicianship and performing vocally, and the songs lended themselves to a little higher level of performance, I think, and so that was a challenge, but a good one, and really excited about it.
So it sounds like there's an evolution of Yellowcard that continues.
I hope so. It's definitely a bit of a turn from what we've been doing over the last couple records, but I think we're definitely ready to do something a little new and a little different, and I hope that fans are ready too, but we'll see. We'll find out soon.
As soon as Razor and Tie lets us know when that new music's coming out.
I don't even know. I swear, I'm not even doing that because I'm not allowed to say. I have no idea what the release date is. So
that's not fair. I notice you've got the Star Wars sleeve over here that I'm a fan of.
Cool.
Do you go to one artist, or do you sort of collect as you go?
Lately, I've been going to the same guy. He's kind of went from Yoda up, and so I'm hoping that he's actually going to finish it up for me.
Who's your artist?
His name is Grant Cobb. He's pretty well known in the tattoo world. He's out of LA and really, really good portrait artist, and just he's awesome.
I was going to say Yoda, spot on. So.
Oh, yeah, it's my favorite one.
Cool.
Yep.
Very cool. So stay cool, stay hydrated.
We're trying
and
to do all of those things.
get ready for some more new Yellowcard. This is Jackie. Thanks to All Access and In the Key of Change.